today we are going to be going over the #1 weapon in Modern Warfare 2, the KASTOV 74U. This is 100% the best weapon. It has an insane damage. It's an AR, but it has the mobility of an SMG. So if you don't have that MGB yet, you gotta use this weapon. Okay, ladies and gents, listen up. This is the base weapon. You guys will see the base weapon's actually super good. You don't even really need attachments on the gun. So in my last KASTOV video, some people said I was clickbaiting by saying it's a 2-shot. No, literally, look, it's a 2-shot. Watch, I'll hit the head twice. 1, 2. 2-shot kill. This is by far the best gun. So there is one con of the weapon, and that's pretty much that there is a lot of vertical bounce on the weapon. So if we take a look at this medium range target, you guys will see the weapon is bouncing a decent amount, making it a little bit hard to use. So a great way to minimize that, just pretty much with this weapon, you always want to use it as a medium close range weapon. But if you want to use it at long range, go over to the muzzle and add the X10 Havoc. This is going to severely reduce the bounce of the weapon, and it's going to reduce the horizontal. We are going to take a hit to the ADS speed, but you guys will see the weapon's still very snappy. It doesn't really matter. And then for the tuning, bring up the recoil stabilization. That's going to reduce the horizontal recoil on the weapon. And then for the bottom bar, bring up the gun kick control, which is your vertical recoil control. So now if we test out the weapon, you guys will see there is way less bounce. There still is a little bit, but overall very easy to use. For the next attachment, I recommend you guys to add the Shark Fin 90. Once we finish the class, I'll give you guys a variation of this attachment. You don't need to run it, but I personally like to run it. This is just going to reduce the overall idle sway, and you want to make sure you have very little sway on your weapon, because that sway is going to continue to sway in your gunfight. For the tuning on here, just bring up the ADS speed, because we don't really need more horizontal recoil control. The weapon's already a beam. And then for the bottom bar, increase that stray speed. Since this weapon does specialize in the close quarters engagements, we are just going to be adding a ton of attachments to increase the overall mobility. With that said, you want to add the True Tag Grip. We are going to be losing a little bit of our recoil control, but you guys will see in the gameplay, I'm literally beaming. It's not going to hinder you whatsoever. Say it does hinder you, or you're just in general a newer player, then I would run the Ivanhoe. This is going to make it a little bit easier to stay on target if the enemies are shooting at you. For me though, I'm just going to stick with the True Tag Grip, and then I'm going to increase the overall mobility of this. So we're going to increase the ADS speed and the sprint to fire speed. So now if we take a look at the weapon, the mobility is pretty much all back. We got that muzzle helping us control the recoil, and so now we got a very stable, high mobility, 2-shot powerhouse of a weapon. Next up, for the stock, so I really wanted to run the stock list. This adds so much mobility, it really feels like a paperclip in your hand, but the recoil control that we are losing is just way too much for my liking. If I'm playing on shipment, then I'll run it, but if I'm not on shipment, then I'll just run the Ultra stock. Tried out the Marquise stock, and I actually really do like this one. I just prefer this one, and so if I would try out this one, because who knows, you personally might like it more. For the tuning on the stock, the left side, the aim walking steadiness doesn't really matter, so we're just going to increase the ADS speed. For the bottom bar, because the strafing is so important in the game, you got to increase that value, and this weapon already has a pretty good aiming stability, so we don't need more of that. By the way, this bar isn't actually based on a linear scale, so you get the most amount of ADS speed if you bring it to -1.68 rather than if you were to max it out. For the last attachment, I recommend you guys to add the OLE laser. I know a lot of you guys don't like the lasers, but for this build, I recommend you guys to run it just because it helps the weapon so much. Plus, these lasers, once you get used to them, they don't really hinder you that much. You just got to get used to not aiming directly down a doorway. Just don't let the enemy see your laser. So this laser is going to increase the overall mobility, and then we get a lot of aiming stability, which is going to be nice because all the other attachments, we tuned it away from the stability, so this is bringing it back up. So now when we go into the firing range, you guys will see ADS speed is very snappy. We got a very good movement speed, and then when we go to control the recoil, very easy to control. There is no idle sway. I don't know why I'm missing shots, but you guys can see very easy to control. Say you don't want to run a laser, this weapon is still very good, but if you don't want to run the laser, the attachment I recommend you guys to add is going to be the BR209 barrel. This is going to add a lot of mobility, but we are going to be losing some recoil control, and I found that it's a little bit harder to use at long range, so that's why I prefer the laser over this barrel. For the tuning on here, just increase the recoil steadiness, reducing the recoil a little bit, and then you just want to increase the ADS speed. Unless you're playing on a bigger map, you might want to increase that damage range. So now when we go into the firing range, you guys will see this weapon still has a lot of mobility. The recoil isn't that bad, but you can notice a little bit more recoil on the weapon, so that's why I prefer the laser. What you guys can also do is swap out this Shark Fin for the Merc foregrip, and I'll give you guys a screenshot of the class that we're using in the gameplay. Just want to show you guys some other good setups. So the Merc foregrip is going to add a lot of recoil control, making this weapon very easy to use at long range, but we are losing a little bit of ADS speed, so that's why I don't really like it. For the tuning, just increase the hip walking speed. That honestly doesn't matter. And then for the bottom, just increase the ADS speed, because the hip fire accuracy is already going to be pretty good. So now when we go in here, you guys will see ADS speed is a little little bit slower, like the jump shots, that's when you really notice it. But the recoil control, very, very easy to control the weapon. It makes it easy to use at long range. For a modification of the original build, the one that we were running in the gameplay, the shark fin honestly doesn't do that much. Like, I prefer it, but it doesn't do that much. So another thing you can do is take this off. You can increase the overall damage range of the weapon by adding the armor piercing, which builds in an FMJ, and then you can increase the bullet velocity and the damage range. So now we have about 5 to 10% more damage range, and then what you guys can also do is add an optic, maybe the Cronin Mini Pro. This is my favorite one just because it's like a clean blue dot sight. For the tuning, max out that flinch resistance, makes it a little bit easier to stay on target when the enemy is shooting at you. And then for me, I like to bring it very far away, but you might not like that because it does make the targets smaller. So if I were you, I would just find that personal preference. And so now when we go in here, you got a snappy ADS, and then, you know, the sight honestly makes this weapon very, very fun to use. I just prefer the iron sights. What you could also do is put on that barrel and do the same tuning that I showed you guys earlier. And so this is another great build where you can take off the laser, then add the shark fin and do the tuning that I showed you previously. There is one more build that I want to show you guys. So you take off the laser, then you add the BR209 barrel, and then you want to tune this. Oh my god, dude, I hate the dead zones. With that barrel, we are getting a lot of mobility. So now with the shark fin, you want to tune it for the recoil stabilization and the aiming idle stability. So now the weapon is honestly very, very good. This is another one of my favorite setups if I don't want to really run that laser. By the way, there is no best setup. I was getting a lot of comments saying that what I'm doing is a little bit confusing because they don't really know what the best setup is, but there really isn't a best setup. It's just whatever works best for you, because what I like might be a lot different from you. We all got our different play styles. With all that said though, here is the build that we are running in the gameplay and just my personal favorite one, and I hope you guys do enjoy that nasty MGB gameplay. And there's a complete sweat on the first gameplay. You're insane. I can't thank you enough, dude. The most I'm gonna say now is just thank you, because I don't know how else. Like, maybe we can, like, you know, I can blow your back or something. I don't know. Nink, I got my name just because my name is Sebastian, and a common nickname for Sebastian is Cbass. So, boom, bing bong. Oh, Brandon, thank you for the gifted member, dude. Dude, let's go. I gotta get this nuke. I gotta do it for Brandon. Yo, he was shooting me when I was behind that wall, and that's not even wall bangable. Oh, maybe it's just because I'm bangable.
What happens now, though?
What was he doing?
I'm just gonna camp like a bitch. Dude, NLE Chopper's the best rapper. I'm being dead serious.
Say
Hey, listen to
NLE
NLE
Chopper's the
Chopper.
best rapper? Obviously, he's never
Bro, I
listened to
love NLE
Snoop,
Chopper.
Biggie, Tupac. He hasn't listened to anyone.
I'm being dead serious.
You're a f***ing idiot if you're dead serious. What is this? What just happened? What is that? I don't know what just happened. Did he gift another one, or is that a late? Is that a late response? Because it didn't pop up in chat, and it always pops up in chat.
You love.
There we go. I'm just trying to focus because I want this nuke, and there's a sweaty player on the other team, like really sweaty as Orion camo. And I don't think I've nuked a dude who has Orion on stream yet. I should have died. I think they're still spawning to my right. Hopefully they're not spawning behind me. Oh my god. Oh my god. You play off stream? I do not. I only play on stream just because I don't really have time. Sometimes I will play off stream with some homies, but I haven't done that in a few months. Last night I did play a Warzone with my little brother though. I'd like to nuke. Oh, what the hell is this? Brutal, come on, 5 more kills. And then I can get the reactions of the kid. I feel like there's a sweaty man in that building. Enemy UAV? I think I need 1 kill for the nuke against the Orion player. It's 1 off. I don't know why I challenged that voice. I need to never do that again. Boom. Gonna come down here. Come on, come on. Oh, luckily that missed. Luckily you're stupid. Oh my god, luckily I hit the head. Took you long enough, buddy. Okay, Reese, are you gonna get a nuke? Reese, you gotta get a nuke with me. Nope. Did not throw that there, but okay. Hey, can you tell me what filters you were playing? I've never touched the filter before. That's gonna kill him, watch. What did I say? Frickin' Juan always sitting in there. This is scary. I feel like a massive dildo is just gonna fly in my face. Just trying to pay attention because people are gonna come up behind me randomly. That's a decoy. I just got bamboozled. We got Mirage in here. Can I come up behind them now? Oh, Reese, you actually saved me low-key because I messed up my movement really bad. Oh, wait, there is no movement. I just couldn't move. Is this guy playing, do you guys think? Think he's playing? He is playing. Reese! That was so close. I need like 2 kills. Hello, there's not a single gunshot on the map. Did everyone just actually evaporate? Okay, I can probably win a gunfight at range easily. MGP, let's go! Easy nukes and dukes. Okay, now I'm going ham, boys. I'm going ham. I don't care. I don't care. Ham salad. Coming up. Dude, even the Lions are happy. There we go. We're going on a 100 gun streak right now, boys. Yes, sir. Ratify. Okay, Reese, it's your turn now. Reese, this is your shot to get the nuke. You don't get anything. I gotta call him the nuke very soon.
Mission is complete. Good work.
That little bitch like young. I bought a yours today. Let her pay it all year like a bird.
I sold so hard.